Abinu Nolgata. Oh, come on, a little bit louder. Good evening. Good evening, sir. What did you think about tonight? What do you think about tonight?
Good evening, John, and good evening to everybody. Firstly, to the Prime Minister and, of course, my colleague members of Parliament. And, of course, everybody in this function tonight who has actually contributed to this fundraiser. I want to take my hats off to all of you business houses who have contributed tonight to make it a memorable fundraiser for the People's Party. Thank you.
Oh, that's nice. Lugar Lopaya, Nungudam Kuki Mitula. It feels like I'm in Kumu Lodge. Yeah, gives that feeling. All right, let me set the stage right a little bit before we get into our fireside discussion. You are the founder of the People's Party. You have been knighted under the imperial system, and in Papua New Guinea under the Logoho Awards, you are a chief. And what we are all about tonight is your association with this party, the People's Party. Among its many policies, and we heard some tonight, but of particular interest is corruption. The party is against corruption, and the party is for the people, as explained by Frank Colmer and the ants in the logo. But I think more importantly, I think the party stands for stability within our political system. And I think stability is the operative word tonight. And it would be remiss of us if we don't discuss a little bit about what had happened in the last few days in the political arena. And I think I must say that in my career as a journalist, I don't think I've seen so many members of parliament, ministers, even leaders of political parties move the way they have. Have we come of time? What has happened here? Your take, sir.
Thank you, John. I've been through a lot of changes of government, a lot of movements in the last 23 years of my career as a politician. There's two incidences that come to mind that stick out in my mindset. The first one is in 2011. In 2011, we almost lost this country because we politicians compromised institutions of government, public servants, to play politics. And at the time, we must always also remember that the Constitution was also put on the test. So that was the first experience I had, and I saw that the country could have been lost. Thanks to the Almighty, we were able to all together, and we are still surviving as a nation. But in 2009, I thought that we had lost the plot in this country. And then on Friday, I wasn't in Parliament. I was actually trying to organize this event. So I didn't, I excused myself from the Prime Minister, and I said I was busy and I couldn't attend Parliament. But this event that took place is also a sad event. When Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable James Marabe, the Attorney General, the Honorable Davis Stephen, and of course, my own party leader, Dr. Tongap, when we and a couple of other MPs wanted to leave PNC, we resigned. We told the then Prime Minister Peter O'Neill, gave him notice that we were resigning. And that act was to make sure that we as leaders were acting as leaders, representing the people. And so we gave notice and we resigned before we came out of PNC. In this incident, I wasn't there, but I am informed now that all these ministers, from Deputy Prime Minister to all the ministers, did not even resign. And they just decided to jump across on the floor. I think this is a total mockery of our system. This sort of action should never be allowed by leaders.
So the other point to that is that we have the integrity of political parties and candidates, where members and even members who decide to leave one party and hop to the other have to meet certain requirements. There is a legislation in place. Has that been met?
Well, obviously, nobody complied with the laws. I don't think any party met as required to pass a resolution to actually effect the kind of action that was taken on the floor of Parliament.
So this is illegal.
Well, I don't know if it's illegal, but what I'm saying is that that is the practice, that's the law. And as far as I'm concerned, for the interest of this country, I think that was bad behavior by our leaders.
One of those who's jumped ship, if you will, and moved to the other side was someone who perhaps worked very hard and close to the People's Party. He was the Deputy Prime Minister of recent until he was made the Attorney General. Him leaving your party, and of course, he is someone who has also championed stability, political stability within the People's Party. Where does that put you now?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, he hasn't left us. He's actually left the government to go to the opposition, but he's still a member of this party because we never resolved to actually going across. So as far as I'm concerned, that's his own decision and action. But I'm in constant communication with him because he's a founding member of this party. And only on Thursday, we had just passed a high-tech bill, which he was, as AG, in the forefront. That was a credit to the party. At the same time, all the members are aware that this law has been on the drawing board for a long, long time, until our current Prime Minister, the Honorable James Marape, put his foot down on the day that it was passed, not compromising. And a lot of those MPs who jumped ship are people who didn't want to pass high-tech.
This whole episode has taken the country by surprise, and no doubt it will have taken business communities, our partners overseas, everybody by surprise. So you've been a member of Parliament for a long time, a governor for 24 years. The people of Enga decided that you continue. What's happened now, as I said earlier, has not happened before. What can you, with your experience, say about this thing? Have we come of time in our political development? Are we going backwards? Where are we with all this?
Well, there are a lot of things happening in this country now. But I can frankly say today, at this occasion where we have a fundraiser for the People's Party, is that a lot of leaders today don't seem to have that decorum. We, in the past, when I came into Parliament in '97, we had a lot of respect for the system of government. We had respect for the leaders who are prime ministers, opposition leaders. And I think today's leaders are more, I see a lot of them are now thinking about themselves. It's more personal interest against public interest. So I've been there for 23, 24 years as governor of the province. I need to be corrected, but I think there's a question of integrity that's come into question in this country.
Do you think what's happened as a hand from the outside, some interest from the outside influencing our members of parliament?
Well, I don't have evidence to prove that, but me being from Enga, we're negotiating at this point in time with the Prime Minister and myself over POGRA. And this is a new turn for this country. The Prime Minister has said in his policy, take back PNG, to making sure that our people actually benefit more on our resources. Now, POGRA happens to be one of those first projects. And, I can't say that they are quite involved, but seeing the level of influence they're trying to have with the landowners and the kind of trips that they're making with politicians from the opposition or failed politicians going to POGRA to influence our people, I wouldn't think that it is impossible. There could be, some influence from outside. I've yet to be proven, but with the conduct that's going on the ground level at POGRA, I could quite comfortably say that there is some influence with resource take-back agenda that the Honourable Prime Minister has put out.
Sir, you are from Enga, and POGRA is in Enga, and we will listen to you on that and just leave it there like that. But we're about the People's Party tonight. You started in 2006, 12,000 members. You're going to the elections. What is your forward plan? Are you going on a membership drive? What is your forward plan for the party as the founder?
Well, I think as a founder, I'm pretty happy where we are as a party. As you can see, we just heard from our new leader, young, vibrant leader, who will take the party forward. I also have AG, the Honourable Davis Stephen. These are young people that I'm grooming, and I want to make sure that they realize that leading a party, being a leader in this country requires integrity. And that's something that we don't seem to be able to do in this country. But I think after serving 23 years, I think I'm a role model enough for my future generations.
The People's Party has assisted other bigger parties form government, and I think you've had a hand in their demise or their rise. Is there going to be a time when the People's Party is going to make a statement, say, it's my turn today? When do you think that'll be?
Well, that turn has been there for a long time, but I haven't taken it up. The current Prime Minister, the Honourable James Marabe, has had my support. He's still a young man from my area, the Hela tribe. So, I have got a succession plan for the future. I also supported the Honourable Peter O'Neill for 8 years. I am probably the only leader in the party who actually resigned to going to serve another party. We gave the Honourable Peter O'Neill stability, but when he didn't listen to some of the advice that I was giving, I had to resign and move with the current Prime Minister to form this new government.
Sir Peter Ipatas, I think the fire is getting a little bit hot, and I think maybe we should leave it like that. I thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. And on a closing note, please, we didn't expect this kind of crowd to support the party. You've waited a long time to come and support the party, so thank you very much. But let me appreciate all of you by saying that This occasion is the first fundraiser we've ever done since we formed the party. So thank you to all of you. Keep supporting us as a party, because I feel that we as a party have a role to play, so long as we maintain our integrity and at the same time continue to provide stability as we are. In the past, we have demonstrated stability with our support for Grand Chief Samare, then of course the Honorable Peter O'Neill, and now with the Honorable James Marape. We are here to stabilize politics in this country for the betterment of the people of this country. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Peter Ipatas.